Hi, I'm here today with my current student, Thea, and her brother, Noel, who was my student 2 years ago. He's now in 6th grade. And I asked Noel, let me start with Thea. Thea, what do you enjoy about math this year? Can you tell us some things?
Well, I like a bunch of stuff that she makes, but I like when we're using our coins. It's like whenever someone messes up, you go back and you refresh everyone's mind so they have a new thing of what they're thinking of and what you're teaching us and stuff like that.
You like that? Okay. And then I was really curious to know what, if anything, does Noel remember about his 4th grade 2 years ago in math?
I remember, I was coming in and, the only math I had ever done was, just regular math. Okay, do it in your book. Mm-hmm. But then, I came to this and we played, math games, tiles, salute. And, it was okay to make mistakes. I had never had a teacher before, and that was just amazing to me.
We now know that mistakes are good.
Yeah.
They're a part of learning. And we really can learn from our mistakes, can't we?
Mm-hmm,
It's an opportunity for growth. Well, we have a new game that we're just so anxious to share with you. It's called Zoom, but don't be alarmed. It has nothing to do with Zoom.
Yeah. Everyone thinks it should be called a different name.
Thea, why don't you tell what you think, what you and your classmates think it should be changed to?
Well, when we play our game, we go into groups, but we think that it should be called Boom because there's a Boom card. And
do you want to explain what the Boom card does?
So the Boom card, let's say you're at a really high number, and then you get this Boom card. You have to go all the way back to 0, but then you get one more turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's you don't end up at 0.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what this card does.
That one puts you at 0. And we just finished playing this game, and let me just tell you, Thea and I got a lot of 0s. We got a lot of these, and Thea got more than any of us.
I got 5.
She couldn't
I picked 2 cards and I'm okay, should keep going. And then I pick a 0. And that's every time.
It's pretty bad.
Never even got, the highest number I got to was 14.
In the whole game.
And he got to 7,000 something.
I got to 700,000.
700,000, yeah. So, this is how it works. You have a stack of cards, and the stack is pretty thick. We can't show you the cards right now because wonderful Stanley, the analyzer that he is, he needed to know how much of everything, every card, how many of each card there was. So they're spread out on our whole kitchen table in stacks, and I'm sure he'll give you a report when we're done. But so you have this big stack of cards, and so let's say Thea goes first. She draws a card, and she has a 6, and she writes that down. And then she draws another card, and then she adds these 2 together. Which is 7. Right. Now, Noel had a strategy that Thea and I had not seen. No one in our class has ever done this.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting strategy that Noel did. Whenever it was his turn, these are all the cards that he would turn over. He wouldn't add them together until the very end. And Thea and I and her current classmates, we don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Thea, how do we do it? Do you want to show them how we do it? Let's say you pick a 5.
Okay. So I pick a 5.
And then you pick a 2, let's say.
I pick a 2. And then I go like that.
5 plus 2 is 7. There you go. And that's how we've been playing. We just keep adding as we go. But Noel, Noel's in 6th grade, so he found it much more interesting to just add them all together and do it at the end. But what we really need to do, and we did want to share this. When we were playing the game, Thea went first and started with come in a little closer. She started with a 0 really fast, right? She really did. And Noel got up to, you remember what number you got to?
47.
And he stopped. He stopped it.
It was my first time
playing. So then it was my turn, and I got all the way up to
189.
And Noel said, "Oh, I thought 47." Tell him what you said.
I said that, I thought I had a big number. And I'm like, I had a small number.
In comparison.
One of the students that I was playing with, they got up to like 16,000. And I was like...
All right, I think it's time for us to tell them what happens as you're going along your merry way picking cards. Thea, show them what happens. Let's say I have 47, for example.
Yeah. And then I pick a 0.
And we see what that goes down to.
Just 0.
Let's say they pick one of these cards, Thea. What happens with this?
So whatever number you have, you times, let's say I pick it, you times 6 to whatever number you have.
And what do we do? Let's say we have like maybe 3,000 something, and we get a multiply times 6, and we don't know how to do that yet. What strategy can we swoop in with if we don't know how to do those big multiplications?
Well, we always have our calculator, but we can use the double and half strategy.
And we did that. We did that tonight.
It was like 6 plus 15.
6 times 15. Yeah. And Noel, being a 6th grader, he knew what to do with this one. But Thea, why don't you show them how we did the double and half with this one?
So I doubled the 15 to make 30. And then I half the 6 to make 3, and then I times that, and I know that 3 times 3 is 9, and then I just add the 0, and it's 90.
There we go. Another thing that I forgot to bring out that we could have used is something that Noel doesn't know about, Thea, the beaded number line.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really handy resource, too. And Noel is looking confused, going, what is the beaded number line? Because you did not get that, Noel. All right, we have to tell you how our game went. Noel kept going strong. Thea and I kept hanging with the zeros. Oh, and one more thing, Thea, and no, we didn't tell them. This takes the self-control. You can go until you don't want to go any longer.
Yeah, it's not till like you get a 0 or a boom. You can keep going and say I'm done, or like pass it on to the next player.
So the hardest part about this game is knowing when to stop.
Yeah.
And these two played very different strategies. Thea only would turn over 1 or 2 cards because she was so afraid of getting that the 0 or the boom card.
Boom.
But every time she turned over 1 or 2 cards, what was it, Thea? It was. Whereas this one, coming a little closer, Noel, this one, look what he got to. Can you read that number, Noel? Can you?
Sure. 799,717.
He was going for 1 million. That's what he was going for.
Sadly,
But then the boom came down. But the boom card, remember, there's a little hope. There's a little hope with boom. Because you go to 0, but
you get one more turn.
You get one more turn. And then Wonderful Stanley's strategy was the whole time he's playing, well, how many boom cards are there? I need to know what are the odds of getting another boom card.
And we didn't know.
We
Yeah.
never thought of that. Thea and I are like, we just play the game.
Yeah.
So we all had different strategies. But we all loved Zoom, also known as
Boom.
Boom.
7,392.
Wait, can you say that again?
7,392.
I'm gonna keep going.
And what was the problem, Thea?
11 times 672.
And he got it times 11.
I'm gonna keep going. Come on.
No!